which is a good conclusion to the girl who played with fire. Picking up after the girl who played with fire, Lisbeth is hospitalized on the way to stand trial for 3 murders. Her friend, journalist Mikael rushes against time to help prove her innocence while attempting to expose the man who tried to kill her and the corrupt government institutions that destroyed her life. Now, I like this one too because it takes a kind of an interesting direction because again, when you look into the girl play fire, you realize that the problems in her life started from are big, and this also makes it even bigger. So you see that she's a part of this just massive thing that's going on, but and it kind of shows you just how it like okay. I've seen like movies and read books and stuff where you got this government agency that's willing to just do the most despicable stuff to stay relevant. And that's what this agency is. Have you ever seen that movie, The Long Kiss Goodnight? You get what I'm saying. And it's messed up, but people got that type of mentality. And I think that's an interesting antagonistic force that she has to deal with because it's a part of the government. So that's actually really, 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 really good. And again, the stakes are pretty high because people do end up getting killed in this book. And I love the relationship that these two people have. And I realized just based off the second book, you see how difficult it is being her friend, but it also shows you she's one of the more interesting people that you're friends with, that you can develop a relationship with. And that's because when you read her relationships with other people, she does extraordinary things for other people and kind of cuts people off. But she establishes herself so strongly in other people's lives that they will go out on a limb for her. And I like that. And she ended up getting a girlfriend in the previous book. I can't remember the lady's name, but she was actually pretty freaking awesome. And what was the lady's name? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. I didn't write it down. Like I'm too stupid. But anyways, she ends up getting Miriam Wu, one of the really good characters that was introduced in the previous book, as well as Paulo Roberto, which he is actually based off a professional boxer, Paulo Roberto. So that's pretty cool as well. And great, just absolutely great characters. Are really good, and I like with them. I like how their influence, not really their influence kind of brings out something special in her character, and I like those types of characters in her life because it actually fleshes out the humanity in her. Even though she's quite a difficult person to be friends with, they have a really good job. They do a good job of, I guess you would say, humanizing her in a lot of aspects. She's really, and the influences that she has on them and the pressures that she has on them and how they do come back to save her essentially in this book. Just really, really cool, especially what happened in the previous story as well. And I do like the legal aspect of it as well, with her having to stand trial and all of that. I think that's actually done exceptionally well. It also shows that she's a victim, despite the bad stuff that she does, because she does bad things with the best of intentions. It's not just to be pure malice or anything. It's always with best of intentions or to defend herself or somebody that she cares about. She is a victim in all of this. Throughout her life, there's constantly been forces that have just been against her, that have been trying to silence her, that's been trying to make her life miserable. And this book definitely fleshes that out, and you definitely root for her character because, again, despite the fact that she is an asshole, there is a lot of people that want this girl dead or hurt that she has practically done nothing to, but they all set their eyes on her. And it's again, I really appreciate the writing. I think it's really good. I think it's really meaningful. I think the tone is different, but sometimes you don't need to maintain the same aggressive tone throughout the entire series, especially with so many different gears going on, so many different subplots going on. Now, I will say this: don't like. I will say that some of the characters that I do, I've kind of grown to like more and more throughout the series. I do feel like they do take a bit more of a step back because they're introducing more characters, but not in a bad way. The characters do are still pretty relevant, and I do like what they do contribute. One of my absolute favorite characters as well is, what was her name? It was Mikael's sister, Gianni. Great character. I really appreciate her and how she helps Lisbeth. And she's one of the few characters I can say that Lisbeth has to that generally shows respect to. And I do like that. I really, really like her character. I would love to see more of her character because she's just awesome. But great read. To me, it's actually a really good ending to the trilogy before they put more into it. But as a conclusion, it works really good.